Greetings, family. My name is SAS, and I am Calligraphy by SAS. And SAS is for Sharon and Smith. I'm also the High Priestess, Sept. When I have my calligraphy pen in hand, I'm definitely Sept. Sept is the Kemetic name and the equivalent of Jehudi in Kemetic wisdom. Seshata, Seshat, Seshet, S-E-S-H-A-T. I give acknowledgement to Dr. Asa Hilliard, Nana Bafour, who took me to Kemet, the Nile Valley, Egypt as the Greeks call it, to reclaim the beginning, the Nile Valley. Calligraphy, I love it. It's the art of beautiful handwriting. It gives me my freedom. It's my ministry, my business, my play, my passion, my purpose, and I am self-taught. I'm an artist. I work here at home in Southwest Atlanta. We right here in SWAT, live on Revolutionary Cam with Bomani in my studio. And this is where I operate usually when I'm in Atlanta and not in Ghana. And when I am in Ghana, have pen will travel. You heard me right. Have pen will travel. You see, my ministry is mobile and it's global, and it's a mastermind fellowship, like 2 or more people, but it's written word as well. And when I say written word, I like to acknowledge one of my teachers, my ancestors, and one that you know that I look up to, Dr. John Henrik Clarke. And this quote I wrote and actually presented it in platform in Louisville, Kentucky at the National Black Family Conference to Dr. John Henrik Clarke when he was living physically here. And this photo reminds me of that. And we give honor to this great man's spirit and legacy right here in Georgia, where he grew up, and all over the world where he's known for being our father of African studies, as well as many pioneers of whom I name. I'd like to share this with you. It was calligraphied in 1993. History is a clock that people use to tell their time of day. It is a compass that they use to find themselves on the map of human geography. It tells them who they are and what they are. History, my history, your history, our history. We give thanks and honor to Dr. John Henrik Clarke. Truly, I have found myself on the map. I found myself in Ghana, all over Ghana, in Africa, from the south to the west to the east. It's our homeland, and I thank Dr. Clarke for directing us with all of his research and books and knowledge and wisdom, understanding. It doesn't go anywhere. I write the words of our ancestors, quotations. It inspires me, and I take them as I travel, and that's my intention to do even more. Brother Bomani with Africa for the Africans, the man behind the camera on Revolutionary Cam, was speaking of one of his main heroes, who is also mine, the Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey. The red, black, and green flies high in this home, and we take it with us wherever we go. It's not just symbol, it's substance. The Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey reminds us, if you have no confidence in yourself, if you have no confidence in self, you are twice defeated in the race of life. With confidence, you've won even before you've started. With confidence, you won even before you have started. Believe in who we are as a people, not who people give us to think that we are as a people. study our history, travel, and just simply read some of my inspirational words from time to time in calligraphy, quotations, books, but certainly listen and sit with the elders. You know, I'm maturing, I can tell. I'm just a big girl that loves to play, but I love to produce results, extraordinary results, because I am an elder. Absolutely very proud to be an elder. And I take responsibility for even this gift. And the seasons of change is today, this new moon day in Atlanta. All over, it's a new moon. We're beginning autumn. Summer is like behind us, seasonally. And there truly is, in my opinion, a time and season for everything under the heavens. It's a time for us elders to take our place, and for me in the community, because it says a community without elders does not prosper. And we have a community in Techiman. We have a community here in Atlanta. But the Techiman community, Sister Nunette said something to me that really touched me at the core, Bamani. And it's being acted upon and planned upon that she needed me there in Banu Village. And you know, family, authentically speaking, we all desire to be needed and wanted. And for our gifts and our talents and for who we are authentically and what we bring to the table called life. And because I've evolved and grown and studied, and I take great pride in living up to the ways of being of my role models, their ancestors, you know, Dr. Bethunes and Coretta Scott Kings and Rosa Parks and Ya Asantuas and Queen T and all of the people that I study. I take them into my consciousness and awareness, and they empower me to get beyond my own personal ego and inhibitions and insecurities and fears. We all have them. We're still human in the divine, and the divine comes forth more. I give thanks to my ancestors, as we often pour libations here, because there were those who did open the way for us. So, just share a little bit more of the calligraphy. I'm going to wait on putting the top on it because it's not time for that yet. But this one is Don't Quit. And you know, sometimes as I travel, I interact with certainly people whom I love. I really don't do a lot of pets. Never had a dog or cat, but I don't mind them because life is everywhere. My specialty is folk and people, because I just love myself and I love people. I mean, little Bumani, he's 7 now, and that's my buddy. And I got folks who I teach, my students who are seniors, and they're like 100, actually 100. You know, my oldest student was 102. Yeah, people who still learn beautiful handwriting. That was my last plantation position in government here in Atlanta, which I'm retired from. I haven't shown back up since I got back from Ghana, so I've been gone for about 4.5 months, and I've evolved, and I can't go back, and I won't. And there's a future ahead of me, and it's called Ghana. And if you want to see SAS and be in my classroom, I'm letting you know now, folks. It will be on the African continent. I'll meet you there, in Ghana specifically. But if you can't make it to Ghana, I'll meet you somewhere on the African continent, or where African people preside worldwide, because you can't deny who you are. Even though you were kidnapped, taken as hostages, ended up in Central South America on the Isles of the Pacific, or wherever we found ourselves as African people. When we return home to the source, there's no place like it. Take it from me and have your experience for yourself. Don't quit, don't quit, don't quit. I'm going to close out with Don't Quit, but I'm going to show you some of the scrolls. Since I've been home, I've been creating product. They will be soon made very available on my websites. I really thank and appreciate all the people who hang them in their homes, their offices, but most importantly, the words in your hearts. They're positive medicine. There are 2 that I'm going to share, and then we're going to close it out. and go out and play for a little bit in this beautiful sunshiny day here in the ATL, hot Atlanta, and I know I'm talking to people all over the world. Dr. Benjamin Elijah Mays, Buck Benny, he was the president of Morehouse College, and this piece, which I calligraphied in 1988, it caused me to be a greater SAS, beyond just my comfort zone sometime. And these words really help me, and hopefully they'll help you too. It must be borne in mind that the tragedy in life does not lie in not reaching your goal. The tragedy lies in having no goal to reach. It isn't a calamity to die with dreams unfulfilled, but it is a calamity not to dream. It's not a disaster to be unable to capture your idea, but it is a disaster to have no ideas to capture. It's not a disgrace to not reach the stars, but it is a disgrace to have no stars to reach for. Not failure, but low aim is sin. Not failure, but low aim is sin. And we're aiming very high. And it's in the spirit of Dr. Benjamin Elijah Mays that we, Africa for the Africans, deliver the extraordinary service, and we do say a journey of a lifetime. And I know sometimes, because we're here in America and in places that we may not want to be, but we have to be, can't always be free to do and show up in places that we really want to show up. And we are on a modern day slave plantation system. The colonial masters are very interesting worldwide, and we'll have that conversation later about the colonial masters, as we talked in Ghana so much. But we understand this global system called white supremacy. We understand it because of people like Dr. Francis Cress Welsing, Tony Browder, Dr. Patricia Newton, and all of the ancestors of historical significance who just spends all their time educating us. So continue to pick up those books and go to YouTube and Africa for the Africans website on YouTube, and check us out further. We're not claiming to be experts by no stretch of the imagination. What we're saying is there are those among us who like sharing from our experiences, you see, from our experiences, and don't mind being contributed to. So we look forward to your input and our sharings as you've seen more of us coming out, certainly Sister SAS. And I'd like to say thank you and don't quit. So when things go wrong, and they sometimes will, when the road you're trudging seems uphill, when the funds are low and the debts are high, and you want to smile, but you have to sigh. When care is pressing you down a bit, you rest if you must, but don't you quit. Life is queer with its twists and turns, and every one of us sometimes learn. And many a failure turns about when she might have won if she stuck it out. So don't give up, though the pace seems slow. You may succeed with another blow. Success is failure turned inside out, the silver tint of the clouds of doubt. And you never can tell how close you are. You may be near when it seems so far. So stick to the fight. I said stick to the fight. When your heart is hit, it's when things seem worse that you must not quit. Don't quit. Don't even think about it. Don't quit. Bamani, I'm going to put it in a reminder of handwriting, and then we're going to go outside and play in the sun. But don't you quit either. Bamani Timba. Live on Revolutionary Cam.